A lot of years ago, I heard a talk that got into, or that was based on a rite of passage for young American Indian boys or Native Americans. And it was focused on 4 points. Life is difficult. I'm not that important. I'm going to die. It's not about me. Those are pretty sobering points for anyone, much less a youngster, to have to contemplate. But I think the point of it then, and one of the points I want to bring with you in this talk and maybe over a few coming up, is the value of humility in centering ourselves, in establishing what kind of people we want to be in our engagements with others. Let's just start with one uh, that I think is probably something just about everybody can agree with, and that is life is difficult. Whether we've had a lot of hard luck or a lot of bad experiences or not, I think we can all agree that at least part of the time, and maybe a good share of the time, there are struggles, there are challenges, and we have to deal with those, and they're just part of living. And I want to tie that into an experience I had just this week. Here we are in the first month of 2025, and I'm still getting cancer treatments every few weeks, and I had one yesterday. I was at the hospital where the ritual is to undergo blood work, which involves putting an IV in your arm and then going into a treatment area where the treatment is given. Well, getting that IV in is typically, well, actually, it's getting a little bit harder because after all these repeats, my veins aren't what they used to be, and finding a good one can be difficult. The last time I was in, I had a different person doing that part of it, and she was skillful enough, but rather, I guess, unfriendly almost, kind of a cold fish. And one of the ways I compensate for something, an experience that I would rather not be undergoing, is to try to lighten people up. She was a challenge for me to do that, but by golly, I think by the end of that brief appointment, we were getting along pretty well. We didn't have any friction to begin with, but as I mean, she was starting to warm up to my silliness, for lack of a better word. Well, just in this most recent, uh, infusion, I thought I was going to get someone new. A young lady came out in the waiting room and asked me to come back, and she led me to where this other woman was. And it turned out that the one who had brought me back was just learning how to go about drawing blood. And she was very vivacious and very enthused about what she was learning and what she was doing. And and the other lady had, I think, enjoyed her role as being the instructor. But this young lady had yet to do her first infusion. And I asked her, how many of these have you done so far? Oh, she said, oh, none. I'm not ready for that yet. I said, well, when do you think you're going to be ready? He says, well, I guess now, really. I said, well, listen, if you're comfortable, I am too. Go ahead and try it out on me. So the lady who, as I said in the past, had been somewhat aloof, was extremely helpful in instructing her student on how to go about the placement. And fortunately, I gave them a pretty good sized vein to go after. And she got it the first time, which is always a good thing. It didn't hurt. And I think I praised her a great deal and really complimented her not only on the skill that she demonstrated in taking care of me, but also I complimented her for her choice of profession to be in a field of helping people. And really, that was the common denominator, as it usually is where I get these infusions. You're handed off then to someone else who takes care of you the rest of the way, usually two other people. And every time, really, well, almost every time at least, I'm struck by just how hard these people are trying to do right. And it's not a matter of them feeling sorry for the patient or pitying us in any way, but really just respecting us, letting us know that they're there to help us out. And that they are going to do their very best for us. I get those vibes consistently, and I certainly did in this most recent visit. Did I do anything to encourage that? Well, I hope so. As I said, life is difficult, and that includes how we treat those people who serve us. Oftentimes, it's rather, the cold fish is us rather than them. And we don't do enough, I don't think, to let people know just how grateful we are for whatever service it is they're conveying on our behalf. We are always quick, I think, to heap criticism when they get things wrong. That's all I want to leave you with today, and that is the opportunities that you might have in any of your pursuits, whether you're going out for a cup of coffee or seeing a medical professional or having someone do a service to your vehicle, perhaps of your home. Are we doing all we can to express our gratitude to people who are doing their jobs and doing them well? Uh, going that little extra mile maybe helps relieve the burdens, makes them feel good, maybe takes their mind off of something else that's bothering them. Obviously, if they're not really doing that good a job, I'm not asking you to make it up, but look for the positive, accentuate the positive, be there for people, and you'll find out, I think, that that smile comes right back at you, and that's a nice reinforcing reward at the end of the visit. Thanks.